All right. Hey guys. Well, it's now 2 weeks since my hernia surgery, and I wanted to give you a little bit of insight. I don't think this video is going to be that long, but 2 weeks into it, I am feeling less pain, but I still have pain. It's mostly in. Now I had a double hernia, so I had one on my right and one on my left. So I still feel pain right in this kind of like general hip area of where the hernia was. Um, Bending over to pick something up, um, sleeping on my side, uh, hitting a speed bump or a pothole or something while I'm driving. Those kind of things is where I've experienced that residual pain. But other than that, I've been pretty good to go. I'm able to pretty much walk around, function as normal. Um, I did. I did feel more constricted with. I had put some pants on and some jeans with a belt, and just that rigidity of the stiffness of the belt right there at my waist level was not very comfortable. So I actually went to a store and I bought some pants. They kind of look like khakis, but they are more of like a jogger, kind of like a casual business jogger. The nice thing about it is that it had a drawstring instead of belt loops and buttons. And so it was so much easier. It came in clutch as far as being comfortable and wearing. I got one pair and fell in love with it just because how much easier it was. It was still professional with like a polo on, but I was able to wear those. I went and bought two more pair, and they have saved the day. So I would highly recommend, since if you go back to work shortly after your surgery, definitely get you some more business casual type jogger pants that have a drawstring, because it's going to feel just a lot more comfortable on your midsection. So that's pretty much been the pain. I stayed at home for a total of 10 days. And on the 11th day, I went back to work. Um, I wish I would have had 2 weeks of leave, because I probably would have taken 2 weeks, just because it's those little things. Sitting up at a desk like this and working was difficult. You're kind of at that 90-degree angle, and it after a while it gets uncomfortable and you get sore. So you got to lean back for a little bit. I wound up taking the first day back to work. I took a half day. The second day back to work, I took a half day, and then the rest of the week I worked 6 hours, and then basically got off work 2 hours early on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So even with that, not 100% back to work, I have come home and I am exhausted. This week has been the most activity driven things that I've done since my surgery. And I tell you, you come home and you're sore and tired. So definitely, if you're in that second week and you go back to work, you want to make sure you have some things set up. What are you going to have for dinner that night? You just want to order a pizza? Do you want someone else to make something? Do you want to make some meals ahead of time? It's really important to figure out what you can do, because the last thing you want to do after working 6 hours or so, the last thing you want to do is come home and stand up in the kitchen and get dinner ready. So we had some fast food. I slow cooked a pot roast. And I did a couple other little easy recipes. So you want to make sure that it's super easy, so that when you get home, you can rest, because you're going to need it. As far as being uncomfortable, that's about it. If you do experience any pain, of course, by this point in time, You're out of the heavy dosing medicine like the hydrocodone. You're out of it, so no more opioids. So you got to rely on Tylenol. And then I think now that I'm off the opioid, I can go back to taking some ibuprofen for the inflammation. So you want to really kind of sort that out, what you need more, for pain and inflammation or what have you. The other thing that was somewhat uncomfortable is you want to continue into the second week. You want to continue your stool softener, whatever brand you choose to buy. I got the little Miramax packets, and I would create a little shake in the mornings with those. But you want to continue that. I laid off for a couple days and totally regretted it. Oh man, I got so constipated, and my stomach got so rock hard, and it was horrible. So definitely going into week 2, stay on that stool softener because it will save your life as far as the stomach pain and being comfortable. Other than that, everything else has been somewhat normal. The one thing that I hate is I still can't. You get to a point in time where you're starting to feel better, and then you're like, oh, okay, hey, I'm really recovering well. And then you do something, and then that area where you had surgery was like, whoa, 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 wait a minute there, buddy. I'm still down here. So it will definitely remind you that you had surgery, and it doesn't feel good. So don't push yourself too much. My family and some coworkers are like, you are so daggum hard-headed. But definitely let people help you. It really is a blessing, but just don't overdo it. I still can't go to the gym yet. During the 3rd week, next week, I go back to the doctor for my follow-up, and so I'll get more information. According to the paperwork, not supposed to lift more than 10 pounds for 6 weeks, which sucks because I really want to get back in the gym, but I got to listen to my doctor. Some of the paperwork I also saw was as far as going back into lifting heavy. It really, once you hit week 6 to 3 months, they want you to do like lightweight stuff. Don't be jumping into the heavy stuff quite yet. And it's really not until the month 3 that they recommend getting back into heavy weights. So I'm going to verify that with my doctor next Wednesday and see what happens. I want to make sure I stay safe, but I really want to get back into training. There's some competitions and things that I would like to do because I love it, but you only get one body. So food, everything else, there's nothing that really prevents you from eating anything. It's just that bloating, constipation, a little bit of pain, riding in the car. You don't want to drive too far. I think they recommend that for the first 6 weeks during that time frame that you don't go anywhere that is more than 4 hours away. Because I'll tell you, just driving to my job, which is about 20-30 minute drive, I get there and I can feel myself kind of tense and everything from being in the car just for 20-30 minutes. So be careful with the car, not driving too far. Of course, right after surgery, what they're worried is about you could if you're sitting for a long time, you could develop a blood clot, and that's no good. So I think that's pretty much it. As far as sleeping, like I said, I'm a side sleeper. I prefer to go over my side, but can't do that right now. And so I've mostly been sleeping in the recliner. I've kind of tested myself by going to the couch, but I do find myself waking up hurting a little bit because I have gone on my side. So I think last night was the first time I actually tried going and sleeping in my own bed, which was amazing. So those are the big things. The last thing that I want to share with you is sleeping. as far as, I don't know if it was because of all the rest and sleep that I got right after my surgery, but I've actually had a couple nights where, I don't really call it insomnia, but I've had a difficult time going to sleep. I mean, I'll try to go to sleep, but my mind races. It's wide awake. The weirdest thing in the world, because I know I'm tired, but I just can't go to sleep. So, do what you got to do to help with that. Like I said, I don't know if it's just because of all this rest that I got or what, and I just wasn't balanced back into, going back to work. I don't know. For me, I used some melatonin, and then on a couple of the nights where it was just really bad, I went ahead and took some Tylenol PM, because then I got the best of both worlds. But that's about it. So you guys, you keep being awesome, and get out there, and if you're able to, get your fit on.